All right, three, two. 1 second. In the land of the rising sun, it's the Japanese Formula One Grand Prix, one of the best races of the season in Suzuka, and it seems to be a beautiful day with not a cloud in the sky from what I can see. It is going to be, from what I can tell, an interesting race. We have Max Verstappen bouncing back. That's one of the race facts that he has qualified in first position. And between him and Perez to the next driver, it is a decent amount of time. But from second to 10th position, it will be very competitive. Yep, absolutely. Nope. Yep. In a packed race. If you're watching right now, the amount of people in the stands, it's one of the first Grand Prix in a long time that it's just beautiful out. There's no weather, so yep. So the starting grid will be Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz, Fernando Alonso, and from there it'll go Piastri, Hamilton, Leclerc, Russell, and then Sonoda rounding out the top 10. Did you take your headphones out? Getting any reverb now? Good now? I'm good. You're not getting any reverb? Okay, perfect. Well, absolutely. It's one of the best races of the season. And we have a Japanese driver in 10th fighting his teammate who qualified 11th. This will be big for either one of them. We were talking on the podcast about whether or not Daniel Ricciardo will be at AlphaTauri much longer. I think this Grand Prix will have a lot to do with whether Liam Lawson will be in that seat by the end of the season or perhaps the next couple of races. What? Yes, absolutely. He's the number one driver at Ferrari right now. It's a compelling storyline. He qualified fourth, Leclerc eighth. He's been outperforming him at pretty much every race that wasn't a race where he needed his appendix removed. And he's really vying for a top position at a team with Mercedes having an open spot and then Red Bull possibly getting rid of Perez at the end of the season. Yeah, correct. I don't know, but it's rare in Formula One to be leaving a team after being considered a number two driver your entire career there, and now it's seemingly you're the number one driver at the team and outperforming the guy who was considered number one consistently. What? Yeah, exactly. And that, but again, even making your point, I mean, how many years ago was that? That's been a long time. That's over 30 years ago. Absolutely. Drive to survive. Yeah, a lot of. It's a good time to go to Montreal, the Canadian Grand Prix. But I have to interject. I looked up the Pirelli, the pit stop strategy for Japan because it's always dependent, especially with the Japanese Grand Prix, on the weather. But since the weather seems damn near perfect, they said the quickest strategy right now, and what most teams will be running, is starting on the red softs and pit for hards between laps 9 and 14, and then a second pit stop would come around lap 35 for another set of hards because this is going to be a 53 lap race. Thus, yep, circuit length 3.6 miles. So it's about a two stopper, and most likely you'll be put on hards unless we have some sort of a safety car incident or major crash. But we'll have to see that. See, we have yet to see that. They still, I believe, have the blankets on the tires for the car, so we'll have to see. So I'm gonna your prediction. You believe Max Verstappen will win this race handily? I mean this is the first time in a while at the Australian Grand Prix we really didn't get to see whether or not Ferrari and Red Bull were competitive because Max was out of the race so quickly. Will he be challenged by anybody? Yes. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I mean, Sainz doesn't have a lot to lose per se, and Perez is really going to try and defend. These guys are both vying essentially for staying at a team that can still win Grand Prix. So they're both in kind of a similar situation. Going to Ferrari immediately. Yeah, exactly. And Red Bull, it's like I think they're really waiting on whether or not Perez has a good season. He had a good start to the season, and if he keeps qualifying like this, he's always a race car driver who's better in the race than qualifying. But if he can just qualify up there and not drop down really far, if he can just maintain a podium position consistently, I mean, why would you change it up unless Carlos Sainz is always coming in second place? Well, it was still his number two. What you said is interesting though, and this was some gossip and stuff that Christian Horner wants Fernando Alonso so bad, but Max Verstappen was just quoted when they were asking him about this. And Max doesn't really give an opinion on anything, but all he said was, "I think it's odd for a team like Red Bull that looks to the future to be signing a 42-year-old man. I have nothing against him, but that's just my feelings on it." And I'm like, that's pretty resounding feeling of he doesn't want him at the team. Yeah, I think it's kind of bullshit, like what you're saying, because this is a guy you don't know how good he is because he's been doing well with a team that's like okay. Fernando's a big question mark because if he did show up, you'd have to still believe that Max Verstappen is going to be the number one driver. But it's the only person who would be a threat to him. He knows he's better than Carlos Sainz. That's established. He knows he's better than Perez. He's getting that whole Vettel Hamilton thing where he doesn't want somebody who he believes could maybe challenge him to a degree. I think yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Lawrence. Yuki Tsunoda's good for Japanese relationships if you have Honda and stuff, but I don't think. Okay, say Yuki Tsunoda gets 10th here. He has a good season. He would have to have an incredible season to be promoted to Red Bull. Not even this year, but an upcoming year. And I don't think that's going to happen unless he can have a good result here and there and maybe get another seat with another team. But it's interesting what you say. Aston Martin, that guy does want a big name in that seat. Carlos Sainz would be a decent name considering how well he's doing if he doesn't get a seat at the other top teams. But who would you really replace Alonso with? Everybody else is pretty much tied up at this point. Go. I'm watching. It hasn't started yet. What are you looking at? And they're saying the strategy, and I'm just getting this revealed to me now. You got it? What are you looking at? Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. We're on the same exact feed. Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. No, no, no. Yeah. Yep. And and it's gonna. It looks like most of the guys are starting out medium. The strategy they're saying is medium, hard, medium, and then the people starting out on soft is soft, hard, hard. So that's gonna be the strategy for both halves of the drivers, and it seems like most of the starters are starting on medium as well. So it's gonna go, yeah. Wow. So we got it lined up. Beautiful day in Suzuka. Absolutely beautiful. Yep. There. Yep. Green flag. The guy walking by. Red Bulls, both side by side. Did Max get him there? They look so similar. Okay. Tree. Big incident. The Williams. One of the Williams. But is it two Williams? It's one Williams. And it may have been one of the Alpha Tauris with the Williams. Please tell me that was Ricardo. If that's Ricardo, his season's over. If that's Ricardo with him, his season's. It better not be Sonoda. That would be devastating. Red flag. Oh my god. How many times do we do this late at night and it's a red flag immediately? It's a Williams. Yep. I'm seeing Albon Ricardo. It's Albon and Ricardo. Now, and he took out Albon, which is Albon doesn't make those big level mistakes. We'll have to see if Land of the Rising Bun comment Ricardo gone, 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 gone. He will be replaced. He will be replaced. Land, Land of the Rising Bun. Land of the Rising Bun. You're right. He will be gone. He will be gone. I agree. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. Who's I don't see have you gotten a better view of this? I don't understand what happened. A red flag. So if you're just tuning in now, immediate red flag. First, your second corner, I guess. Are you serious? I don't. There's no way. Jesus. No, clipped. He clipped him. Chat, chat, super chatter periwinkle. It appears to be a driving incident. 50-50. Can't blame either driver. What do you, well, let me ask you. You're the race car driver. So, do you think it was 50-50? Because it looked like Ricardo, I thought, clipped his. But he wouldn't have known that. That's very tight racing, you know? That's terrible for. We have just been talking about Ricardo at the start of this and then our podcast about Australia. This is the worst thing that could have happened to him. Absolute worst. This and Albon, I mean, this is one of Albon's essentially home Grand Prix or near it. This red flag shouldn't last long. I mean, this the Japanese crew, they're very efficient. They'll get this done. This won't be a long wait, I don't think. Yep. Red and white. Red and white. Japanese. It's the Japanese style hat. We're also racing on a circuit that is has a bunch of indigenous cherry blossom trees all over. Yep, in Newark, New Jersey. But okay, let me read out the top 10. Anybody, if you're just tuning in now, red flag obviously. Uh, Albon and Ricardo out second turn of the first lap. Verstappen, Perez, Norris. So we're maintaining that. Carlos Sainz, Alonso, Piash. I think it's going to just revert to the start, right? Because this happened immediately. I think this is going to be the same starting. Yep. Red, red, Redman41 says Sargent finally has a chance to beat Albon. It does appear that will happen. Sargent in 17th position right now. Right under Zhou Guan Yu, he'll be in 18th. Yeah. Also thoughts. I mean, so this changes up a bit. I mean, I don't think any of the teams will change their tires, but This is something that doesn't happen in One races too much anymore. Is the first lap incident stopping the race and everything? It used to be much. Uh, it occur much more frequently in Formula One, but it doesn't seem to anymore. Nope. Not with all the environmental regulations and not wanting to ship all of these things. Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, the hooded hamster, it could take a while. Tire barrier is pretty effed up. Yeah, possibly. I mean, I saw that too just now. That big, it looks like almost the Italian flag painted on that tire wall. But hmm I was shocked to see that wasn't Sargent when they did that close up after that because you're just assuming it would be him in this incident. Of course. It's just time to get rid of Ricardo. This no longer. I, yeah. Yeah, it just man, red flag, especially when you have a race on at 1 a.m. here. Jeez. Yeah. It's gonna be like, go ahead, go ahead. Be like the Chinese Grand Prix here, staying up till 3 a.m. But oh man, you see that big backup of trucks there over by the tire wall. Shit, man, this might take a little bit of a while. Red flag right now. The fans seem to be enjoying themselves. I mean, it's a beautiful day in Suzuka right now. I actually have the weather forecast for it. Yeah. Did you see the backup of the trucks over there trying to fix the pit wall? There's like 20 mini Japanese flatbeds. Intense. And that's the thing. Ferrari had so much success there in the early 2000s with Michael and everything. Michael had won the championship there so many times, so that holds on for a while there. Yes, the like samurai horses. Yes. We got a super chatter. Zach Moran says, "Do you know if it will be a rolling start or a standing start?" I think it will be a rolling start, but with the red flag, is it a standing start? They seem to change it up sometimes. I'm not quite sure. Because we've had races recently in Saudi Arabia. Well, that's not recently. A couple years ago. It, yeah, and it's like sometimes they decide to do rolling. It's not raining out, so it's not like there's a safety issue in doing either one. Helmet Marco. They have an affinity. Him and Yas really, yes. So Chris Medlin, which is one of the biggest Formula One reporters, I'm getting I just went to his Twitter. He says it's most likely going to be. Oh yeah, he has it standing restart confirmed by the FIA. So that just came in. Well, that's good. I don't like a rolling start because this should be the restart of the race. And just because Verstappen did well on the first, Perez had a pretty decent start, didn't he? You just he okay. The thing, yeah, yo, that's a good point. But here's the thing: he had always had issues qualifying. It wasn't his racing as much. But when you're qualifying 6/100ths at one of the favorite tracks of Red Bull because of their relationship, and if you can just maintain second position like he did in what Bahrain, he did the same thing. I mean, what's the reason to get rid of someone if it's already working? What Carlos Sainz or Fernando Alonso, not only do they have to have a great personal season in 2024, they need to be preying on Perez's downfall for them to get the seat as well. He's Botas. I guess a Botas. Yeah. Nope. It ain't happening. We had this discussion. They've worked so goddamn hard to get where they are. They're I don't know, and I just think it's conjecture and rumor and gossip and innuendo, and I don't believe it. And this is the thing when it's not the I want tighter racing so that we're actually talking about what's going on because every time a team becomes dominant like that, it's like there's more excitement off the track than on it. No. It's all right. We got a super chatter. We got a super chatter, Mr. ABCs with an apostrophe S. Shoot. I don't. It never says. Super high speed track. We will see more incidents. Hopefully, not another red flag, but definitely a couple yellows, maybe a safety car. I think that's actually pretty astute because this is a high speed track and this is we're more comfortable into the season. People are more willing to take risks and distance themselves from their teammates and other drivers. So I don't know how many more incidents. Hopefully, not another red flag, or we'll be up all night. But what do you think, big guy? Oh yeah. Another super chatter. Max's mom. Sorry to cut you off. Do you believe Carlos Sainz have a chance of winning? Um, I if Max is ahead of Perez and Max is fast, I mean, listen, Carlos Sainz has been doing so well this season, but big guy, didn't he qualify like half a second off of Verstappen in qualifying? I mean, that's a big gap. And I actually read that a little bit wrong. He says Carlos Sainz or AOE, so I think that means anyone else. I don't think Lando Norris, even though he qualified better than Carlos Sainz, could actually challenge him. I mean, could Perez challenge him? Will he? I don't even know at this point. But maybe he can get him on the restart. It's possible. Also, if you're on regular time right now, we're on East Coast time 127. The race we restart at 14:32. That means 5 minutes from now for us. Got all the updates here. I got every Twitter feed, everything. I got all the updates of the standing start, the FIA comments, or anything. So I'll bring any updates to our chat to anybody listening right now. Yep. Yep. I want everyone update, and if you ever have updates, you can throw them in the bottom here too on us. But yeah, I believe it will be a standing start. And man, and look at the fans are going fucking nuts. This fans. Yeah, and keep liking and subscribing. We're at 1,022 viewers right now. This is insane. Yes. Uh, HM fan 44. We need a big incident to get Hammy and Russell up there. I mean, if a big incident does happen, it is possible that a Mercedes driver could get on the podium. It's just a lot would have to happen. Well, here, how about this? This is a big question. No. And if, the big question mark right now, great point, absolutely great point. Big question is between the Mercedes drivers. I know you want Lewis or Russell to get something done. You've got the two McLarens, and then you got Fernando Alonso who's kind of out there by himself because didn't Lance Stroll? He didn't even get out of Q1. No. Did you see that clip of him talking about that recently? He was talking. Yeah. Because yeah, because he was making the point that he had Heinz Harold Frentzen. He was like back in those days. He's like that guy was a multiple Grand Prix winner, which was so hard to do in Formula One. And he's like, I had to get rid of him because the amount of funding and importance it was for Honda to have Takuma Sato. Heinz Harold Frentzen. Yeah. Not, no, I know. I know that you've always told me that he stole Michael stole his girlfriend. Yeah, that's rough stuff. Yeah, it's unfortunate with Mick too not being in Formula One. It seems now that with this many seasons out, I can't imagine him returning to Formula One unless he has one of these. I know, but like unless one of these teams, I mean, like an Audi does. Will a team, if it's can Alfa Romeo, if Joe Guan Yu, I mean, there's a couple of situations that can. The problem is you have all these. Go ahead. Did okay? This was the big question. Everybody listening, you got to remember, they can change. They can change. Well, they were already on mediums. They can change tires during a red flag. I'm envious. It looks like everybody's having a great time at this race. I know, just the country itself, not even just the race. But well, you know what? Let me say something because we were just talking about how that order was restored. It doesn't seem like it was restored because Sonoda's starting 12th. Didn't he qualified 10th? Hulkenberg's up to 10th. Uh, so it was. They aren't resuming the start of the Grand Prix. They're resuming the start of what happened prior to the racing incident. Yes, absolutely. This is what's. Yeah, he's gonna. He does this when he thinks he's got a chance. They try and take a risk or something, but it will be interesting to see. Stroll fan 99 says, "Remember, anything can happen. Just remember Kimmy." Yeah, that's true. What did Kimmy start like 17th or 20th and won this race many years ago on the last lap? Then again, there's not anybody in a top team who's the number one driver who's starting in the back right now. Who? They have that Japanese driver, Wasa, they were showing before, too, the F2 driver. Okay, yep. All right, shout out to Chris Medlin, our Twitter reporter, too. He was right about the standing start. Yeah, he is. He was right, though. He confirmed it with the FIA. Well, yeah, I know, just official confirmation. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Wayne's World. Yeah. Or he. Red Bulls. No, but Max cut him off quick though. And Yep, to seventh. Did you see the three going wide back there at the start of the? Yeah. Oh man. Yep. They're seventh. Sar- Sargent, I think, is in last place. Yep. So. Mm-hmm. Norris. Signs will get. Yeah. Man, the energy. It was a good restart, but we'll see. I mean, it's really. I think what you said before is true. The only challenge we're going to see is if Carlos Sainz has to clear Norris, and then 2 laps, 2 laps. Yeah. Yep. Well, this historically has been a good. Yep. Will do. Will do. They're going to give him a check. But historically, this has been a very good track for Ferrari. They usually perform well here, even if they're not having a good season. Same with McLaren. So you have McLaren and Ferrari having a good race so far, right next to the Red Bulls. But we'll have to see where Alonso plays out in all of this. He's really the big question mark between all of these top teams right now. And Sonoda running ninth. Yeah, but Russell's real close. Yep, opens. I was just saying, opens up on it, gets passed on the straight. Botas might be fighting for seeds. Same with Zhou Guan Yu. They might be clearing house over there. Yep, absolutely. And Hamilton in eighth, Russell in ninth. Um, Leclerc coming up on Piastri, Alonso behind Sainz, and Alonso getting closer to Sainz too. Sainz though close to Norris, and Perez isn't too far off Verstappen. He's only a little over a second behind him, but you know how that's gonna play out. We got chatter. Pre F1 says Botas might get first point for Alfa Romeo slash. What is the name of the team? Yeah, they put an abbreviation SK something here. I don't know what they mean. Yeah. But wait, you might be right. No, this guy might be right. Bodas in 11th. He's the second under snow. Did he? What was he qualified as? And he has those odd appearances. You're right. You're right, pre F1. I mean, he has these really weird times where he's just like turned on, but it only happens once in a blue moon, and then he goes into his depression dump or whatever the fuck. So I don't know. But if he challenges, that's going to break a lot of hearts. If he takes that Sonoda position away, Yuki Sonoda will put him into the wall before relinquishing it to him in that shitty team, though, I think. That's pretty decent by that team's standards. That's Verstappen, was it? Okay, maybe I'm wrong. So he was going off on underneath that little bridge that above. Jesus. We're only 7 laps into a 53 lap race. Yeah, we should be at lap what? 20 right now? Okay. Take your time. All right, so we got Verstappen first, Perez second, Norris maintaining that third position. Can he maintain it for the entire race? I think he'll be caught out by the Ferraris eventually. Piastri up into sixth. Um, oh, did we have another pit stop issue here with Bottas? Because I see a 4 second. It wasn't that bad. It was but always with Botas with the tire. But okay, Botas a little bit long of a pit stop. He's in 17th. That's not going to help for them trying to get some points at this race. And Sonoda and well, Sonoda's only the one left for AlphaTauri right now. Ricardo's out, so all of their focus will be on him. Not much news from the Haas's, honestly. Not much going on there. Same with the Alpines, not much going on with them either. But Alonso, too far away from Sainz. Sainz just around the time near Norris, but Max opening up that gap to Perez like we assumed he would be. Yep, like we assumed he would be opening that gap. And then the two Haas's. But we have some replays here of the race. And we got Sargent up into 14th. Again, a lot of pit stops happen. So a lot of recycling right now. We'll have to see. But the two Mercedes thought they would have such a promising Grand Prix. And they're just stuck out. Yep. The king of Rolex. We have a chatter here. Toto Wolf looking like an absolute plonker again. Mercedes having a shite race. That I don't know what a plonker is. I think that's English. Okay, because it's spelled Plonker here. Well, he's saying I actually mentioned it before he put the chat, and I said the Mercedes aren't having this big race they thought they were going to have. And then this guy said, and he's right. If you actually looked this weekend, Total Wolf, I don't think he's like an asshole for saying it, but he thought they had something with the car, but it doesn't look like it right now. Well, not just that. Lewis had all this faith. He's like, man, I'm really proud of them right now. And Russell's being his whole political self about the team's great and everything. But look, they're running eighth and ninth. I thought Hamilton was going to outscore Russell heavy here. I mean, my pick eight, I screwed this up big time thinking they were going to have something done. But Carlos Sainz getting close up to Piastri now, under a second. And if you missed the radio communication as well, Carlos Sainz was saying that he thinks that Lando Norris is struggling, so he's on him right now. Yep. Ooh, that does not sound good. Are we gonna have a hydraulic issue here or something? Um, and just yeah, jeez, jeez, we're going from bad to worse. Leclerc taking a lot of time out of Piastri. He's right up on him. And Alonso just kind of in no man's land. It doesn't seem like Alonso can move up, and he'll have to be defending soon enough once Leclerc gets up on him. Again, great track for Ferrari. Ferrari, and here's our fact of the race actually, and this will blow your mind, but I have it up here. Japanese Grand Prix. When's the last year you think Ferrari won the Japanese Grand Prix? 2004. It's been 20 years. Yes, you know what? I read that article, and it was almost a verbatim ripoff of what you said. I mean, he said the exact, even your phrasing of it. It looks like he had took your exact phrasing. And Chad, if you hear that, we did have a podcast, and Big Guy was talking about how Fernando knew exactly what he was doing in Australia with that whole Russell incident that he got a penalty for. And who was the commentator who said that exact phrase that was a copy of yours? Who was that? Yes. Yeah. I don't think anyone made any negative comments, but yeah. No, you said he knew exactly what he's doing. He was setting it up just that way, and it was spot on. Absolutely. No, absolutely not. And then Norris, I believe, pitted. He's in 10th right now. I'd have to assume. Um, I don't know. That's a good question. Super chat from Superman67 from Albany. Me and my fam used to go to Watkins all the time for IndyCar and F1. Nice. Yeah, we went to a. I went to a race at Watkins Glen. It was when Justin Wilson, rest in peace. Yes. What was their last Formula One race year there? This guy must be an older guy like you too. Then, if you. Okay. Great story. Great story. We got to stay with racers too. Zhou Guan Yu. Zhou Guan Yu. Uh, okay. Zhou Guan Yu out of the race. It appears. Yeah, they're retiring the car. I don't hear. I didn't hear any reasoning for it. And yep. So that's the third car out of the race. Alonso pit. Very quick for Alonso. Also, a swapping of positions. Hamilton gave position to Russell. They thought the cars were being Hamilton was being too slow ahead of him. So lot lot of updates here. Bangers and Mash super chat. Bangers and Mash super chat. I just put it here. Joe out with gearbox. It was a gearbox issue. Heard it on the radio. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for the update. Anytime you guys have updates we didn't hear, just throw it in the chat. I'll read it immediately. Yes. And we talk about our racing history in the 1980s. Anyways, but gearbox issue bangers and mash, thank you. Um yeah. It's been a there's been a good amount of stuff going on in this race. Um yeah, we're only 15 laps in. It's o'clock in the morning. Oh shit. And three cars out, Joe, Ricardo, Albon. That means that Gasly now is in last place. Um, I don't. Do you think it was? I think it was his only option, though. You know what? He was, and I know this is crazy to say because I know what he felt. He should have stayed at that fucking AlphaTauri team because now you got Mercedes open, Red Bull. You don't know what's gonna happen. He went to possibly one of the worst teams on the grid. Yeah. Yes. Yes. And he didn't necessarily come from that much money, Gasly. He had to fight a lot for sponsorships in F2. And if you ever read the article, I would, and if you haven't, you should. Uh, Pierre Gasly almost got on a plane to Uganda because there was a scam company that was promising him like $250,000 in sponsorship or something, and he didn't get on the plane ride at the last second. $50,000, yeah. I mean, uh, but um, um, yeah, Gasly and Verstappen. Okay, so let's get up. Verstappen is leading by 17 seconds. But how much does the pit stop cost you here? But that's because Leclerc, I'm assuming, pitted, right? It's he didn't get that from just it's 16 laps. He didn't get a second a lap. Uh, Leclerc must have pitted, and Verstappen. How long does a pit stop take here? Because he might not maintain first position if that's the thing. And he pitted already. Oh yeah, yeah, yep. On the straight here, he's gonna do it on the turn. Hamilton gave him room though, but Hamilton has a good relationship with him, and you saw Hamilton. He didn't just give it to him or anything, but he didn't force an issue or an incident there. It was actually pretty clean passing. 'Austria. It was Austria actually. I remember this intently. But oh yeah, at the British Grand Prix as well. You're right. Ooh, and uh, I thought that was Max at first. That's Perez. I thought Max had come out of the pits. Yeah. Yeah. but Max did pit, it appears, and he's behind Leclerc by about 3.7 seconds. Did Leclerc not pit? Maybe Leclerc didn't pit. I don't think Leclerc, because how would he be ahead of Sainz if they both pitted? So Leclerc hasn't pit, and then and 53. We're we're one third of the way, essentially. And it's what you said is right. They're the Ferrari's the biggest challenge to Red Bull actually winning, but I think Norris is the biggest challenge to Ferrari just getting past him because he could just hold them up. He's not going to be able to beat the Red Bulls, but Norris might just hold back the Ferraris. That's really what his position will be in this race. Yes. Mexicali 44. Hammy making it hard as shit for Perez to get past. He'll never forget Abu Dhabi. Absolutely. 100 fucking percent. He fucking hates Perez and Red Bull and everything. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But Sonoda 13th. Mm-hmm. Damn. Doing well. Doing well. Yep. And you see Carlos Sainz getting Hamilton there. Shit. Mm. Well, so far we got Max leading, or no, Max is right behind Leclerc, who hasn't pitted yet, has he? Then what do you mean the rain? What rain? Yeah, but no rain today. Completely perfect out. All right, so Leclerc on 18 lap mediums, Verstappen on 3, Norris on 8 lap hards. So it seems like I was they're going medium. What are they going to go? Medium, hard, medium, or you're going to go hard, hard, soft. What are you talking about? What were they? What are they reacting to? Not much going on there. Yeah, Carlos Sainz trying to hunt down Russell now after getting past Hamilton. All right, and we got Magnussen in 10th. It's gonna shuffle up, but we got 17 cars in the race. Bunch of teams have a chance to now get points because there's 3 cars out that they'd usually be battling to get up to that. You know? Yep. Fastest lap by Verstappen. So Sargent up in 12th. I'd like to see an update of who's pitted and who hasn't pitted right now because it's pretty intense right now. What are we seeing right now? Live. Who's pitted? Who hasn't? Verstappen's pitted twice. Leclerc once. Sergio Perez and Norris twice. What are we on here? So, what do you think it's going to be here in terms of a podium? Verstappen, Sainz, Perez. Yeah, that's possible. Sainz right behind Perez, but still got a good gap to him and everything. We'll have to see. Stroll in 14th, Sonoda 13th, Sargent 12th, Bottas 11th, Magnussen in the Haas 10th. He's doing pretty well for his team right now. And Hamilton in 8th and Russell in 6th. Not too bad for Russell in the Mercedes right now. And Hamilton's really mad with the strategy. You still there? You a bit tired? You sound a bit exhausted and tired. Pretty. Yeah. Yeah. We're not even halfway. Russell fan comes in. Russell fan comes in saying Hamilton not doing well, managed strategy, always everyone else's fault. George Russell, yeah. Oh, as we go, Russell fan, Russell pitting. I think you're. Yep. Okay. I think George Russell it has been faster, better. I don't think the strategy matters. I think he's just faster than Lewis in general right now. Lewis is just despondent. Well, his mind's somewhere else. He doesn't have to care anymore, really. The guy hasn't won a race in 2 fucking years. And man, we got quite the battle coming out of pit lane there between I think what is it, the Alpha? Is it the Alfa Romeo or is it a different team? It was Stake or something, SK or something. Are they calling it an Alfa Romeo team or are they calling it something else? Ah, that's what it. And you told me this before. You're right. What? What's the question? Yes, yes. And Lewis Hamilton will be boxing. All right, so we got a pretty tight race going on right now. So, Sonoda Radio. Good job, guys. Well done. Thank you. Top job, guys. Top job. Wow. He was in the sandwich middle. Pit lane infringement noted for who? You got. Who is that? Is that. No, that's Perez behind Leclerc. Perez coming up on Leclerc. Perez coming up hard on Leclerc. We'll have to see. Verstappen looks like this race is almost in the bag for him. And Lando Norris striking distance battle for fourth. Carlos Sainz. 1 lap, 3.34. Who is in eighth? Russell. Head of Hamilton even after, well, that's after Hamilton pitted, right? So Hamilton almost 7 seconds behind his teammate. Russell, Alonso, Sainz. Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Norris, Sainz, Alonso, Piastri, Russell, Hamilton, Hulkenberg. But here we go. We got Perez coming up real close on Leclerc. You've got Alonso still in sixth position. How did I lose so much time? Hamilton's wondering. He's you got Hulkenberg and the Haas in 10th. Sonoda vying for that position. Hulkenberg will have to pit again, right? Because Sonoda needs that position. Sonoda needs that position. So it's would be big for AlphaTauri right now. He could get that position. 3 stops for Sonoda. So Hulkenberg will have to come in. Sonoda stopped 3 fucking times? Sonoda had 3 stops. Hulkenberg will have to stop again. Did Sainz? Norris radio. What is he saying? What happened here? Did Sainz get past Norris, or is Norris attacking Sainz? I can't even figure it out. Perez, 10-second gap to Verstappen. Verstappen, healthy lead here right now. Carlos Sainz in 5th. Alonso 6th. Piastri, not much to mention about. Okay, and Leclerc, or is it Norris and Leclerc going to the pits at the same time? Ooh, this'll be interesting. If one just gets a half second quicker than the other, it could spell disaster for the other. 2.6, 2.4. Leclerc's team of Ferrari did a pretty damn good job. Can't blame it on them now. It is up to Leclerc, who gets right ahead. Holy shit of man, he just beat Russell out there. That was pretty wild. Great pit stop. Now we're in lap 27. We're over the halfway point. You got Gasly down in 17th, Sargent 16th, Ocon 15th, Bottas 14th. Doesn't look like Bottas be vying for any championship points. Magnussen, Stroll, Sonoda. Man, with that Leclerc. Went off there. Red Bull got by. Pretty easy. And that's why Norris was tracking him down so quickly. That's how Perez got by him. Now, where is this? Sainz now up in 3rd. I did call that. Verstappen, Perez, Sainz. Piastri in 5th. I don't believe he's pitted yet. No, he has not. Not his second pit stop, at least. Norris in 8th. Russell in 7th right now. A lot going on. Any more news updates are welcome. Um, but that's for right now. What's going on? Leclerc goes wide at the second ding and loses place to Perez. Norris now right on his gear. It's time to stop both of them. Norris is stopped early because of the threat from Russell, but it's too late and he emerges behind the man. That really did screw him. Norris makes quick work of regaining the place. Yep. Leclerc goes wide at the second, loses. Stroll's been noted for pin lane infringement. Yep. So, look, Stroll has been noted for a pin lane infringement. So we'll have to see there. Um, from there, we have Verstappen in first, Perez in second, Sainz in third, Alonso in fourth, Piastri in fifth, Leclerc in sixth, um, Norris seventh, Russell eighth, Hamilton ninth, Hulkenberg 10th. But that's what it's looking like right now. Verstappen leading pretty heavily. Norris 7th, Russell 8th, Hamilton 9th. You got Gasly 17th, Ocon 16th, Sargent 15th, Bottas, Yuki Tsunoda in 11th right now. Yuki being hunted down, though, by Stroll of all people. Stroll in a much more superior car. Still hasn't done much with it, though. Tsunoda a little bit under the time. See, this sucks now because Stroll in such a superior car. You see Alonso's up in fourth right now. And he's going to be able to track him down and probably steal his championship point away from him. Which is fucking ridiculous. Bottas cutting into Magnussen right now. Verstappen in first. So, what is it? Who doesn't need to stop in front? Everyone in front needs to stop again, Leclerc says. So, what is he going to try? He's going to try and hold out. He's on fresh hards right now. He'll try and hold out for moving up the rankings here. He's in 6 on hards. Everybody in front of him has to stop. But what's the position length? Still another 22 laps. Very fast circuit, you got to remember. Bottas coming near Magnussen. Russell near Hamilton. And we got Verstappen leading. Perez in second. Sainz in third. Alonso in fourth. Alonso doing so much with so little at that team right now. I think they have an okay car. He just has a really shitty teammate. They're showing Oscar Piastri locking up. So, lot going on. Russell in 8th. Hamilton ninth. Hulkenberg 10th. Sonoda 11th. Stroll 12th. So, person on the freshest tires right now is Leclerc and Norris. Both following each other. Pit stop lost. Average time lost 22 seconds. So maybe Leclerc gets up near sides. Maybe he'll leapfrog Piastri and Alonso. Probably be right on his teammate's tail. His teammate still has to pit, but when he pits, he'll be much faster. We need like an incident to really shake up this race right now. Whether it's a safety car, red flag, yellow flag, virtual safety car, and what are they saying to Carlos on signs on radio right now? You got Verstappen, Perez, Sainz third, Alonso fourth, Leclerc cutting time out of Perez. It was a half a second. The last lap was almost a full second. He's taken out of the second place driver right now. But when do they decide to pit? They're gonna have to decide to pit soon, and they'll be going on hards. But do the hards degrade so much here? Like, I mean, what's the difference between 30 lap hards and 20 lap hards in terms of your pace and everything? Looks like Leclerc and Ferrari may, for the first time in a long time, have done a perfect strategy together. Looks like he's catching up to Piastri right now. Here's Bottas in 14th, going to Magnussen in 13th. Anybody there on the other end? Hello? Um, but yeah, super interesting. Stroll 12th, Sonoda 11th, Hulkenberg 10th. What? Which Sauber? He's fighting with he's fighting with Hulkenberg. Now, here, I got a bunch of news here. Yeah, lots of turbulence coming back. Okay, now some stuff has happened. All right, here. Uh, Leclerc went into the pit stops with Norris, was able to beat him in there and out of there. Leclerc is taking a second and a half out to a second of Oscar Piastri. Leclerc is taking almost a second out of second place, even though he's in fifth place. Leclerc is on the freshest pair of hard tires. He's on like four or five lap hards. Everybody has to pit in front of Leclerc. Leclerc might be getting ready for he might be getting ready for a podium spot or to challenge Sainz. It's going to be a close freaking race for the podium and the top second place to eighth. What'd you say? Yeah, but Leclerc did a really good strategy with his team. He everybody has to pit ahead of him. He's on really good tires right now. But then again, we still got another 19 laps to go. Yeah, it really is. But they're telling that Perez is gonna box this lap. He'll be coming in. The ending time would usually be right about nowish, but with that red flag, we lost about 15 laps worth of time. This is what happens when you got a red flag and it's a 1 a.m. race. Yeah, we missed a couple of chats. We got Twinkie King saying this race is going to be very long if there's another safety car or red flag. We also got Batman 22 saying Leclerc does have a good shot at this. Hopefully, Carlos Sainz can keep him behind. I'm rooting for the Spaniard. All right, we got a lot of stuff going on. It appears that Max will have to pit again soon. Um, Leclerc now up to third position with all those pit stops. Uh, and the Rolex King as well said, "Do you have a drink check? What are you drinking over there?" Hello? Got anything over there? No, he's saying drink check. The Rolex King was saying a drink check. Okay. Yeah. Looks like it. Well, Carlos, yeah, well, no, it is absolutely, especially when you haven't slept. Carlos Sainz is on 20 lap mediums. Verstappen is now on fresh hards. Um, Leclerc is on 8 lap hards. Perez is on 1 lap hards. So Red Bull, perfect pit stop, perfect strategy. Norris on 8 lap hards. Norris looking like he could get a podium position. It'll be between him and Sainz and Leclerc, it appears. Um, the Go ahead. Yep. No. Hmm. Sounds like a good race. I probably should watch it. Put it on after this, fall asleep to. But yep, if you're checking in, it's an hour and 30 minutes into the race, and we still have about 17 laps to go. Perez did get past Carlos Sainz. I'm reading that he locked up. Haven't seen a replay of it right now, but they're actually replaying. They're actually showing a replay now of it. I believe that's why Perez was able to pass him, or not. It was that Sainz or Leclerc. I think that must have been Leclerc. So, and then the Mercedes not running too bad, but maybe they have to pit though too. Sonoda up into that 10th in points paying position for the Japanese driver in a Honda team that'll be huge in Japan. Absolutely massive. Hulkenberg 14, Sargent 15, and of course the two drivers in the worst fucking team in 16th and 17th. But we're gonna have Signs comes into the pit. It will be interesting to see where he comes out because he is him and Leclerc are close at this race. Leclerc trying to regain superiority at the team he will be at next season. So Carlos Sainz will be coming into the pit. Will he? How much further back will he be to his teammate? If he gets stuck behind the two Mercedes, possibly. And fans look they're having an interesting race. It's not like a couple of the races this season. Not a lot's being attacked at first position, but from second all the way down into 17th, there seems to be a lot of good racing right now. So pretty decent. You've got Piastri down in ninth behind Alonso. Alonso's still holding on to some points there with his team. Norris, though, up in fourth position, right behind Leclerc. Is he gaining some speed in Sainz? Now, right behind Hamilton, 7th to 6th. He's going to get past Hamilton and probably clear Russell as well. He's got to be careful, though. Hamilton's a bitter, jaded driver at this point. So will he get past Hamilton? He's coming up on him. He should be able to get him by the end of this. He's got to clear him quickly. It's not like he has no laps remaining, but if he really wants to fight for something important, he's got to clear him on this straight, which I believe he will. Hamilton, I don't think, faltered there. Had a little bit of a slower movement there. They're going to ask Russell to box. All right. Sainz right on Hamilton. He'll get him fairly easily here. All right. Sainz past Hamilton. Now he's going to be going after Norris. And then his teammate for the last podium position. Russell goes in. Pit stop 2.3. Nice pit stop. I think Hamilton might have to pit again. Tsunoda in 10th. Yeah, so that 10th position. How many laps is he on those tires? I got to check that for everybody listening. For everybody listening, I got to check that. What laps are we on? I liked when they had it. What is it? F1.com. You can see all the shit. Oh, probably shouldn't be doing that on the live stream. Yep, so we got Piastri right behind Alonso. He'll be able to clear him soon enough. Then Perez, Leclerc going back a bit. Lando Norris in 4th here. Ooh, man, almost a big issue there. And, okay, so the running order, you got Verstappen first. Perez 8 seconds behind. Yeah, that's it, unless you got an issue with Verstappen. Perez, right, 8 seconds behind. Okay, Leclerc behind him. Now you got 14 laps for Sainz. Sainz should be able to do this in 14 laps. Sainz is what? 2 seconds Norris. Almost 6 seconds. That's 8 seconds. Should we extend? No. Yeah, the tires are good. They're going to say Hamilton to extend a bit. So, all right. You got 6, 2. So 8 seconds to Leclerc from Sainz. He's got 14 laps to do it. Very doable. But he's got to start taking out some decent times. He's going to be having to take out a little bit more than half a second to Leclerc. He's going to have to be taken out about 0.6 seconds. And then once he actually has to pass both of them, that's going to take a little bit extra time. So he's going to have to be taking about 0.7 seconds out of these guys' lap. If he wants to get done what he wants to get done. Damn, we're doing well with views. Thanks everybody for watching. Got a lot of viewers right now, guys. Thank you. Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc, Norris. All right, so Leclerc has 12 lap hards. 12 lap hards. Sainz has 10 lap younger hards. All right. Tsunoda, what was it just at? Tsunoda in 10th. They're going to ask Hamilton to pit. Man, it's getting tight, man. Sainz is really going to have to battle his teammate for that position. He's taking a decent bit out of Norris, so he's doing a good amount of time, but he's going to have to get up there to Leclerc because clearing Norris isn't going to be easy. It's going to add a little bit of time. So you saw Hamilton exiting out of that pit, 3.3 second pit stop. Alonso in 6th. Man, Alonso in 6th. That would be a great result for that team right now, right behind the top Ferraris, Red Bulls, and then a McLaren. and outdoing both of the Mercedes. Damn, and a McLaren if he can keep Piastri back. Looks like Piastri's going to be attacking him pretty hard, though. I don't think he'll be able to necessarily maintain that position. And then maybe both of the Mercedes. I don't know how far off they are of Alonso at this point. Yuki Tsunoda on 17 lap hards in 10th. Now, the only reason he's kind of safe, though, is because the two cars behind him are also on 17 lap hards with Magnussen and Bottas. So he shouldn't be under threat from them. And Magnussen's about 6.8 seconds off of him. The Haas is not generally. Well, okay, Bottas could get Magnussen here, which it appears he will. Bottas could try and hunt down Sonoda. I don't think it'll happen, but it's possible. Signs radio. Am I on a race here or what? Yes, we are for a podium. So that means they'll be telling him to attack. Yeah, he's taking a lot of time out. He's 4.5 seconds to Leclerc, and there's 12 laps. Totally doable with the amount of time he's been taking out of Norris. He's just got to keep going at it because Leclerc is on 10 lap longer hards right now. But the hards seem to stand up pretty good at this track. But then again, it's a super fast track, so we'll have to see. But yeah. All right, so we got a good pit stop. This has been, we missed Australia. We did that podcast, and I thought we had missed the most exciting race. I wouldn't say Australia was super exciting, other than the fact that Max was really out. It just gave Carlos Sainz. I don't think there was a lot of great mid pack or second to eighth or second to 10th good racing. There's been a lot of good racing at this Grand Prix. What's the gap ahead? We've lost even more time. Hamilton says, "Yeah, it looks like we lost a bit of time on the in lap." Okay, but again, this has been some pretty good racing for Japan. I mean, these fans are very loyal, very energetic, enthusiastic, and it's been a pretty decent race. The only thing is in Formula One, it's like I just wish we could challenge for first more often. That would have made this Grand Prix. If you could have just had some challenge, it doesn't have to be absolute challenge, which I'd want it to be. It'd be like IndyCar. All right, we have a yellow flag here. Yellow flag. Yellow flag. Yellow flag. What is it for? Who's out? Sector 2. Sector 2. Yellow flag. Yellow flag. Yellow flag. Sector 2. Someone off there? I see some smoke. See some smoke billowing from something. Oh, who was that? Fucking Sergeant, are you kidding me? This guy finally was fucking doing. What, he put himself into the wall? Jesus. The one race where his teammate's out and he's in. He's going to have to pit. Unless he just went into the dirt and he didn't hit the wall, but he looked like he was in there pretty deep. Yep, they're going to be changing tires. He'll be out of that team pretty quickly. So Logan Sargent went. What happened here? Ooh, ooh. Didn't touch the wall. Broke way too late. This has been an interesting, fun Grand Prix by F1 standards, I gotta tell you. Usually isn't this exciting. I mean, this is a great fucking track. Suzuka is one of the best races of the season. We'll definitely be here for China. I'm watching that fucking Grand Prix, even if it's 3 a.m. That will be a great race, I think. Well, hopefully. Race hasn't happened since what, 2019? It's been like 5 years. But yep, Carlos Sainz attacking Norris. Okay, so he took out like 4 tenths, 3 tenths, but then he just took out a second, so that kind of revives those two other laps. All right, Sainz. Sainz will be within about of a second of Norris, and when he clears him, he's within 2 seconds. Okay, you got 10 laps. Oh, Norris, big lockup, big fucking lockup from Lando Norris. Damn. Carlos Sainz will be coming after him. Carlos Sainz coming after him. Coming after Lando Norris. Norris locked up big time. He's within half a second of him now. Hopefully he clears him. He'll be clearing fucking Leclerc any second now too. And they're thinking, can he fight even for second? That'd be a bit of a stretch, I would say. But within sector 2, he almost got 4 tenths on Norris. He'll get him here on this straight. Yep, let's do it. Sainz got him here on this straight. Now he'll be going attacking his teammate for podium. He's going to go insert himself as the number 1 driver at Ferrari again. So, coming up, little bit less than 10. I think we got 9 or 10 laps right now. Bottas 12th, Magnussen 10th. Yep, Sonoda looks pretty safe there in 10th, barring some incident. He's just got to keep it smooth. Yep, there's the lockup from Lando Norris, left front. Big lockup. But a third place here, seeing how fast the Red Bulls are and how on point not just Max but Sergio Perez is too. Be interesting to see. Sainz radio. One more to go for the podium. Yep, and he's got it. He's got it. And Leclerc. Well, Leclerc got some traffic up here. That might be one of his saving graces if he can clear this traffic. But he just can't. Sainz is immediately on him. Sainz just took out like 7 or 8 tenths in a lap. And what Leclerc's going to have to... Guess what, buddy? You're number 2 now. You're a number 2 driver. You're the number 2 driver. Of course it was Leclerc trying to do team orders. And Leclerc is going to get passed easily here by Sainz. Sainz took out 1.4 seconds in the last lap. What the fuck does he think's going to happen? They're not. They're gonna let Sainz get past. Not let him. Sainz is gonna go and pass him easily. It's not gonna even be hard. He'll get you on the straight like nothing. What seniority do you even have? You should be behind him in the championship. He's been kicking your fucking ass the whole season. Sainz is a better driver than Leclerc is right now. Leclerc might have better natural skill, but Sainz has put it together as the better driver at this point. Confidence, everything. Sainz got him, man. He's the number 1 driver. They should be fucking kicking Leclerc out of that fucking team right now. Leclerc's got everything. He just can't put it together. He's got some issues mentally. Carlos Sainz going to come up on him on the straight here, and it'll be easy. Leclerc's going to... didn't make it totally easy for him, but I respect it. It was real racing there. He didn't move over. He tried to block him a bit. But that's that, and he'll walk away from him a lot. And I don't think he'll be able to get anywhere near Perez. Now it's 9 seconds. He'd have to be taking more than a second out of lap. But I would put driver of the day, Carlos Sainz. Moving up through all that shit. You could say Yuki Tsunoda for getting 10th in Japan. It's pretty big. I would put Sainz as the driver of the day. Because Max and Perez had it fairly easily. Perez got fastest lap right now. Yeah. And then Sainz. Oh, and then look. Who is that? Is that Hulkenberg on Bottas? Time to move back, Bottas. Sargent in absolute last place. Gasly. Ooh, that's an Aston Martin on Magnussen. Oh, fuck. Where is Stroll? Okay, Stroll's 8 seconds behind Sonoda. But how much does he have? Oh, but Stroll's on softs. Holy shit. Oh man, this is gonna go. This could go down to the wire. He's 7.7 seconds behind Sonoda with 6 laps to go. He's on brand new softs, I'm assuming. While Yuki's on what? 24 lap hards? He's got to have to catch him at a staggering rate, though. Lance Stroll looking for one effing point. 1 point. That's all he's looking for. And he could get up to him. Love to see like a fucking something happen here. Some safety car, some big incident here. We are well past the time this Grand Prix should be done. Again, we had a red flag, if people aren't aware. It took about, I don't know, 25 minutes. I don't think it was a full 30 minutes, but maybe it was. Took a little bit of time. Most F1 races usually about an hour and a half. Yeah, Stroll not really eating that much out of Tsunoda considering he has fucking soft tires that are fresh. I don't know what the issue is. Maybe they're not fresh. Maybe they're 10 laps old. But you'd have to assume he would be taking out so much time. Russell taking out a significant time out of Piastri right now. That'd be pretty impressive. That'd help me. Would that put Piastri in 8th, who I said would be the last position? I think it would help me. I think indeed it would. Ooh, and that would move him. It's unbelievable how bad our speed is on the straight, man. Fuck off, Stroll. Fifth. Fuck. Clear fucks. What? 30 points there. 40 points. 50. 50 points. Alright, come on, Russell. Let's go get Piastri. Come on, motherfucker. This would help my pick 8 massively. Come on. Oh, they're right near Alonso, too. Right? Or am I wrong? Oh, man, Russell's really close to Alonso then, too. Alright, fight amongst yourself and stay away from Alonso. Maybe it'll be like a DRS train. Oh, this fucks up. Alonso's fucking up my whole point system. But we're on lap 49 of 53. Come on, Alonso. You got to defend, buddy. You got to defend big time, brother. What are these? The two Haas's? Hulkenberg? Hulkenberg on Magnussen, asserting his dominance. All right. Verstappen first. Perez second. Sainz third. Leclerc fourth. I should have put that. Leclerc fourth. They really are fast here. Norris fifth. Alonso sixth. Piastri seventh. Russell eighth. But Piastri holding up Russell here for a while now. That's given Alonso some time here. Get away from him. He's coming up quickly on him. Boy, I'll tell you. Botas 14th. Alright. Sergeant having an accident before. Whoa! 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 Did Russell push him off? Russell pushed him off. That'll make them both so slower compared to Alonso. But Russell should still get him here. Ooh, Piastri holding him off. Damn, there's some good racing going on between Russell and Piastri. Holy shit. Damn, that's some good racing. Some super good racing. There was a racing incident. No one did anything wrong. No one did anything wrong. Russell on Norris there. Nothing wrong there right now. There we go. Stroll. Okay. Russell's gotta get fucking Piastri. He didn't give me anywhere to go. Oh, but it'll be like a fucking DRS train now. Come on, Russell. You gotta fucking get him. Russell, you gotta fucking get Piastri. You gotta get him. Hamilton coming up on him too. Russell right on fucking Piastri. Come on, Russell. Come on, Russell. Down to 6.8. The time is now. The place is here. The Japanese Grand Prix. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, Russell. Come on, Russell. They're in a DRS train right now. So you can't get him. Come on, Russell. Russell, follow him. Follow him. Come on, Russell. Come on, Russell. Come on, this is the most exciting fucking part of the Grand Prix so far. Come on, Russell. You gotta get right on him. You gotta get right on him. Coming up on the final lap here, too. You're gonna have to get him on this straight before it. Gonna have to get him on this straight. Russell's so close. He's getting closer by the second. He's gotta follow him real well here. He's gotta follow him intently. Help my pick 8. Come on, Russell. Come on, Russell. Oh, he locked up huge. Big lockup from Lando Norris. Come on, Russell, motherfucker. He's got him. He's got him. Whoa. Very intense driving here. Very intense. Huge, huge pass by George Russell. Going on to the last lap. That was beautiful. Beautiful by George Russell. Lando Norris locks up. Or no, sorry, I keep saying Norris. Piastri locks up massively. That'll put, man, what a great move. So it will be Verstappen first, Perez second, Carlos Sainz third. Max Verstappen wins the Japanese Grand Prix for Red Bull, for Honda. He's back on track. We thought Ferrari, they are, maybe they could be closer to them at other Grand Prix. That we didn't know about Australia because of the whole issue with the Red Bull, but this is a circuit that Red Bull is pretty familiar with, Honda's familiar with, so even though Ferrari is really good here, next Grand Prix is China. That could, neither team's been there in a long time. We could possibly see a Ferrari. Yuki Tsunoda, 10th position. Massive getting points in Japan for the team. But Carlos Sainz third. Leclerc fourth. Norris fifth. Alonso sixth. Russell seventh. And Piastri eighth. Pretty damn good. Verstappen, I mean, what could you say? Pretty dominant race from beginning to end. Didn't look like he was really ever under any amount of threat. But it'll be interesting to see again. Like I said, Australia thought maybe, I was wondering, are the tides turning? Is Ferrari completely back where they can actually change? They can actually fight for race wins through pace, not just through some weird pit stop stuff. So we have the Chinese Grand Prix next, and you got Miami. It's a street circuit. You got the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, Monaco. China will tell us a little bit more. That's a race, and that's April 21st at 3 a.m., so that's 2 weeks from now. But, a pretty thrilling race. I mean, a pretty good race by the last 2 or 3 years. This has been one of the better races where you saw a lot of different groups of drivers and people fight for a lot of things. Carlos Sainz and Leclerc, both of them McLarens, the Mercedes, Alonso, Perez through all of them. So from second to eighth, or second to 10th, you could even say second to 14th. It's a lot of racing, a lot of fighting. The fans really got their money's worth by F1 standards. It's a pretty damn good Grand Prix. Exciting. Thanks for everybody tuning in, man. We got so many viewers for this race. This might be one of the most viewed races in a while. And thanks for the chats and everything. Always keep us updated if we miss anything. Chinese Grand Prix, 2 weeks from now, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know a lot of our viewers from the Middle East and other time zones, in Europe, possibly Australia, other parts of America. So just check the timings and always stop by, listen to coverage and everything. But we appreciate you guys. This was a good Grand Prix. Big story, in my opinion, was Carlos Sainz really showing that he's one of the top drivers in F1 right now. The guy you didn't think, 2 seasons ago, where he crashed out of 2 or 3 races at a time, you just didn't think anything of him. And the fact that he was getting dropped by the end of the season. I told you the last 2 seasons that he was better than Leclerc. You thought it was because Leclerc's crashing out or mentally. Carlos Sainz just put it all together at once. That guy's mentally there, racing skills are there. He's cool under pressure, all of it. But another win for Max, another win for Red Bull. Good on Yuki Tsunoda. Great by George Russell. And thank you guys for always stopping in and watching us. Next race, like I said twice before, Chinese Grand Prix, 2 weeks. First Chinese Grand Prix since I believe 2019 or possibly 2020. It's been 5 years. So I don't. These new generation of cars really hasn't seen this. So I don't know who the favorites would be going into this. Um, it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if it'll be tighter at the front. Ferrari's been good at Australia, but is that a specific circuit? We're going to see more challenges at the front, I believe. Um, these aren't as dominant race wins as Red Bull has been used to, even though this one was. But I don't think the whole season will be that. Thanks for stopping in and come back 2 weeks at April 21st for the Chinese Grand Prix. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you guys. Big guy, you still there?